What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 21 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 21 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $335 just yesterday. Another member who won $300 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description. So go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group. And I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight to the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're going to be talking about is Anthony Black for 13.5 points, revs, and assists, and this one actually is for less. Now we look at someone like Anthony Black, we've actually seen him go in the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the San Antonio Spurs. Now we look at the San Antonio Spurs, we do see that they rank 19th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, they rank 20th when it comes to assists allowed, and then rebounds allowed. We also do see that the Spurs rank 27th. So they rank pretty low in all 3 categories. However, the reason why we do actually still like the under for this situation is that when it comes to San Antonio Spurs, they do a really good job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to their guard position. Is that what we also expect seeing coming from Anthony Black, who is a guard. On top of that, Anthony Black doesn't have the highest usage rate in actually the points, rebounds, and assist department. You know, all 3 combined, it is only 13.5. So we see a lot of the bigger stars in this Orlando team actually take more of the usage rate from him. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for this situation here. Between these 2 teams, we also see that Orlando are a very slow paced team, and we tend to actually see a team like Orlando slow the pace down of a lot of faster teams compared to them. So we see Spurs coming down to Orlando's pace, and because of that, we could see less volume as always and a slower paced game. So less volume for Anthony Black, which is why we do and are also sticking to the under here. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for this one. His average over the last 5 is 9.8 as well. So all signs point towards the under for this one. So Anthony Black, 13.5 points, revs, and assists for less, I think is a great pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about none other than Andrew Nembhard. Now, as you all know, Andrew Nembhard, great player. However, this one is for 12.5 points, and this one is for less. When we look at Andrew Nembhard, we've actually seen him go in the under in 2 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than actually the LA Lakers. Now, we look at the LA Lakers, we do see that they rank 11th when it comes to points allowed, and on top of that, when we look at LA Lakers, they do a really good job at restricting points to Andrew Nembhard's position as well. So, you know, not only do Lakers rank very high, but on top of that, they do a great job against his position, and that's a no-brainer to us on why we do like the under for this one. We look at both of these teams as well. Andrew Nembhard doesn't have the highest points usage rate in this team, and we definitely see that take into effect. We should see him kind of struggle from the field and not really get the same amount of shots as we usually see, as we do believe that in this tough matchup that we could actually see a lot of Indiana's bigger stars actually take a lot more of that usage rate. Now, his average over the last 5 is 13, so slightly above this line. However, he has had a couple of outlier games. We think he did get hot in some of those games, but we are more likely to see him go in the under, especially against a tougher matchup like the LA Lakers. So, you know, we think those outlier games have pushed this line a little bit too high, that now there's a lot more value to actually go on the under there. So for that reason, we are sticking to the under. So Andrew Nembhard for 12.5 points for less, I think is an absolute steal. Now, getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Josh Hart. So Josh Hart, another great player, and this one is a great one for actually rebounds for 9.5, and this one is for less. Now, look at Josh Hart. We've actually seen him go in the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Boston Celtics. Now, look at the Boston Celtics. We do see that they rank pretty low in rebounds allowed, as they rank 19th. However, the reason why we do like the under for this situation here is that Josh Hart tends to play that small forward position, and because of that, we actually do see that when it actually comes to Josh Hart, not only do Boston do a really good job at restricting rebounds to Josh Hart's position, which is usually small forward, but we have also seen Josh Hart's usage rate decrease over the last couple of games, and we could see that continue on into this next matchup. So for that reason, we are definitely liking the under for this situation here for someone like Josh Hart. Yes, he has been playing great, but I think in the rebounding department, his usage rate has definitely fallen, and with his average over the last 5 being 8.6, it is below this line as well. So, all signs point towards under for this one, but when we also look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have been favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So definitely keep an eye out for this pick. Also, New York and Boston, both two slow-paced teams, and because it is going to be more of a slower-paced matchup, we could expect less volume than we usually see. So less volume from Josh Hart in the rebounding department, less opportunities to grab those boards, and for that reason, we are sticking to the under here. So Josh Hart, 9.5 rebounds for less, I think is a great pick.
So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Tyrese Haliburton. Now, Tyrese Haliburton has done a fantastic job for the Pacers, as he's been averaging 17.8 points, 3.6 rebounds, 8.5 assists, while also shooting 44.8% from the field. So he's done a great job for the Pacers, and the Pacers do have themselves a fantastic matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, Los Angeles Lakers have been on a bit of a roll lately and having a record of 30-19, while Pacers, very similar record, have a record of 29-21. So, interestingly, going to be a very good matchup. And when we look at the LA Lakers, we do see that they rank 11th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, moving on into assists allowed, we see that the LA Lakers rank pretty low, as they rank 24th. And then rebounds allowed, we also do see the Lakers rank, interestingly, in that mid-ish tier, as they rank 11th. So, just missed out on that high tier, but I would say at the start of the mid tier there. Now, when it comes to Tyrese, we definitely see him going on the under here, but I would definitely focus more on points and rebounds in this category. The reason being is that Lakers do rank a little bit lower in that assist, so we think that he's a little bit more of a 50-50. I think there's a lot more value to go on the under for someone like Tyrese Haliburton when it comes to points and rebounds. Another big reason is that he doesn't have the highest usage rate in those two departments compared to assist. He's a little bit more of a playmaker for this Pacers team ever since, they did trade for Pascal. We have seen Pascal take a lot more opportunities. And when it comes to Tyrese, scoring a 20 bomb, 30 bomb, or something like that for someone like Tyrese is a little bit more foreign, especially with this Pacers lineup now with so many other scores. So for that reason, we do like the under for those two categories, and we think Lakers are going to do a great job and fantastic job at restricting him from the points and rebound department. So definitely keep an eye out for Tyrese Haliburton's line. I see a lot of value there to go on the under, but like I always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line first. If it is too close to his averages, definitely look to go on the under, so I definitely see a lot of great value there. Now, getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about Jalen Brunson. So Jalen Brunson from the New York Knicks, he's done a fantastic job, averaging 26.1 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 7.5 assists, while also shooting 48.9% from the field. So he's done a great job for the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks have themselves a great matchup against the Boston Celtics. Now, when we look at this matchup, New York Knicks do rank have a record, of 34-17, while also the Celtics have a record of 36-16. So very similar record there. When it comes to Boston Celtics, when we actually look at their rankings and points, rebounds, and assists allowed, we see that Boston ranked 5th when it comes to points allowed, 3rd when it comes to assists allowed, and rebounds, they do fall a little bit shorter as they rank 19th. So when it comes to someone like Jalen Brunson, we do actually still like the over for this situation here. A big reason being is that Jalen Brunson is the point guard position, and Boston Celtics actually do a very poor job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the point guard position. So we definitely see someone like Jalen Brunson being able to take advantage of this and going on the over there. On top of that, when it comes to this Knicks team, we are expecting a couple of players to be out. Karl Anthony Towns is expected to not play in this game, but even if he does end up playing, we still like our odds for Jalen Brunson to be able to go over on his line, as we do think he is going to take advantage of Boston doing a poor job against point guards. We all know that Jalen Brunson has such a high usage rate in points, rebounds, and assists, a little bit higher in points and assists, so definitely keep an eye out for those two for sure. But overall, I definitely see Jalen Brunson not really struggling against this Boston team, and we should see him be able to get the same amount of volume that he usually sees in all three categories. So for that reason, definitely keep an eye out for the over for Jalen Brunson. But like I always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line first. If it is under his averages, definitely look to go in the over. So definitely see a lot of great value there. Again, to the next player, we're going to be talking about Devin Booker. So Devin Booker, great player for the Phoenix Suns, and he's been averaging 26 points, 4 rebounds, 6.6 assists, while also shooting 45% from the field. So he's done a great job for none other than the Phoenix Suns. So when it comes to Devin Booker, we do see that they have a matchup against none other than the Denver Nuggets. Now it is going to be an exciting matchup. Suns have a record of 25-25, and Nuggets do also, when we look at points, rebounds, and assists allowed, we surprisingly see that Denver Nuggets rank 24th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, when it comes to assists allowed, we do see that they also still rank really low as they rank 30th, and then rebounds allowed as well. We also do see that the Nuggets, rank a little bit better or much better as they rank 3rd. So interestingly, a bit mid-tier in most categories, a little bit higher in rebounds, and that's definitely due to Jokic. When it comes to Devin Booker, we definitely like the over for him, but I would definitely focus a lot more on points and assists. On top of that, also, the Denver Nuggets do a very poor job at restricting points and assists strictly to the shooting guard position. So we see a lot of Devin Booker being able to get shots up due to the fact that we think that a lot of the attention is going to be on Kevin Durant. Now, KD is expected as of this time to play in this game, and when it comes to that, whether he plays or doesn't, we don't think it isn't going to affect Devin Booker too much, but I think a lot of the attention is going to be on KD, and Devin Booker will be able to take advantage of this and go on the over on his lines. But like I mentioned, I would definitely focus a lot more on points and assists for someone like Devin Booker to go on the over on, especially due to the fact that he does have a higher usage rate in both of those departments as well.